What's happening, fellow clone troopers? Hope you're all doing well, and in this video I am talking about the brand new upcoming Star Wars game by BitReactor. It is going to be fully revealed at Star Wars Celebration next month in April, and I'm going to go over all of the details, the dates you can expect the reveal to happen, and so much more. And by the way, if you didn't know, BitReactor created a game called XCOM and XCOM 2 back in the day, and those games were very, very well received. People loved those games, including myself, and you're actually seeing footage of XCOM 2 with the Clone Trooper mod installed. So I'm going to play that footage in the background as we talk about and get excited for the upcoming BitReactor game. So let's go and get started, jump right in. All right, so this was posted by Lucasfilm Games on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it. They said, join us at Star Wars Celebration on April 19th for a first look at our new Star Wars turn-based tactics game. Be sure to tune in our panel with BitReactor along with Respawn to find out more. And that's a very important point there. I forgot to mention, Respawn is also working on this game as well alongside BitReactor. So the ultimate collab is happening with this game. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for this game, because not only do you have BitReactor with their pedigree behind them with the XCOM series, but you also have Respawn, who of course developed the Star Wars Jedi series with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And then of course they're also working on the third Jedi game as well. So we got some serious horsepower behind this Star Wars game, and that's one of the reasons why you hear so much excitement in my voice. And again, I absolutely loved XCOM, and I enjoyed other turn-based tactics games as well. I used to play Fallout Tactics all the time with my bros when I was younger, so this is right up my alley right here. So I'm very, very excited for this upcoming Star Wars game. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to the actual StarWars.com website, see what they had to say. They said BitReactor developer panel featuring Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games. It'll be happening between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. live on the Galaxy stage. And this is going to be on April 19th. And that time zone, by the way, is Japan Standard Time. So JST is going to be the time zone for the 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. time slot. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say in the comments. I've already seen a lot of the comments on Twitter and on YouTube when this game was announced to be shown at Star Wars Celebration. A lot of people immediately asked, where is Star Wars Battlefront 3? And I totally understand this sentiment. I totally get what you guys are saying. I'm definitely on the same page with you all, but I don't want that to take away from what this game could be or the potential for this game. You know, just because we all want Battlefront 3, I don't really want to discredit what this game could be, because this game could be absolutely epic if we give it a chance. And I think it could be a sleeper hit, if you will, that surprises us all. So give it a chance. I know we all still want Battlefront 3. I'm really hoping we get a Battlefront 3 in the near future. But for now, I'm still very excited for this BitReactor game, not going to lie. So if you're looking at this footage, by the way, right now of XCOM with the Clone Trooper mod installed, you can see I'm moving around the Clone Troopers, getting them into position, using different weapons, using different tactics, positioning my guys just the right way so we can counter these enemies properly and not get surrounded. So you got to use a lot of tactics, a lot of brain power. You got to strategize. There's a lot involved here. And I think the big plus with this upcoming game, at least I'm hopeful for this, is that it is going to look insane. That's what I'm hoping for, because again, Respawn is involved. BitReactor, they're known for good graphics with the XCOM series. And I'm hoping that this new game takes it to the whole other level with the graphics, and it looks awesome. Now, also, another obvious thing I want to say here is when you play XCOM and you play the Clone Trooper mod, you are technically still playing the XCOM story. So it's not a Star Wars story. So the huge plus with this BitReactor game is we are going to get to experience a canon Star Wars story with this game. Now, we don't know the details on this story. We don't know what era it takes place in. We don't know anything like that. The only thing we know about is it's going to be turn-based and tactical. So for me personally, I really want to see clone troopers. I would love to command a clone trooper squad. I know that many of you guys that have watched my channel here, our channel here, with my twin bro Robbie, you guys have loved the clone trooper stuff like we have, right? So when we played Battlefront, for instance, you guys always wanted to see clone trooper content. You wanted to see Clone Wars content. And I really hope that this upcoming game is set during the Clone Wars. Now, will that happen? Well, we don't know yet. So we'll find out hopefully on, well, we should be finding out, on April 19th during that panel, of course. Now, another possibility is this game could be set during the Mandalorian era. Now, I'm not sure if they're going to go in that direction or not. We'll have to see if that happens, but sound off in the comments. Let me know, what era do you want to see featured in Bit Reactor's Star Wars game? There's so much potential for this, and I personally think, again, that Clone Wars would be absolutely perfect. So let me know what you think. Now, they also listed all of the details for the other panels at Star Wars Celebration. So let me jump over to the official StarWars.com website right now and take a look at that. So this is the official website. There's a bunch of details on all of the panels you can expect. And again, this is happening starting on April 18th. And then, they're going to give all the details here on the website here. You have it opening up with the Mandalorian and Grogu right here at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. JST time. It says right here, live on the Celebration stage, streamed to Galaxy and Twin Suns stages. Join Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and special guest for a sneak peek at what's to come for the Mandalorian and Grogu on their biggest adventure yet, this time on the big screen and in theaters in 2026. So, super exciting stuff here. I think that this movie is going to be massive. I really do. I think a lot of people will walk away from that movie super thrilled to be back in Star Wars again. Now, also we have the Hasbro Star Wars panel, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. And then we have Lucasfilm Publishing from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. And then we have Star Wars Visions right here from 1 to 2 p.m. And then we have Light and Magic, 1 to 2 p.m. Lucasfilm Publishing, again, Stories from a Galaxy Far, Far Away from 2 to 3 p.m. Telling stories across cultures, Star Wars and Japan, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. This one sounds cool. Lucasfilm Animation's 20th anniversary from 3:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. And here's a big thing about this one. It says it includes a sneak peek at what's to come. So we could possibly get a massive announcement on this panel right here. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. Now, the expanding Star Wars galaxy through plastic models will be taking place between 4:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. And the Doug Chiang Designing the World of Skeleton Crew will be between 5 and 6 p.m. That sounds interesting too. As you know, Doug Chiang is insanely talented. Now, on Saturday, April 19th, we have Andor, a Star Wars story panel from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. This one makes me smile because I am super excited for Andor Season 2. Sound off in the comments if you are excited for it. It says, join creator and executive producer Tony Gilroy, executive producer Diego Luna, and the cast for a sneak peek at the final season of Andor. So, it's a bummer it's a final season. You know, I'll be honest with you, I am bummed out about that because I loved Season 1. I already did the rewatch for it just to prepare for Season 2, which is coming in April as well. So, that one is going to be huge. I cannot wait for that. Also, the Ahsoka panel's happening from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. It says, live on the Celebration stage, streamed to, streamed to the Galaxy and Twin Sun stages. God, I don't know why that's so hard to say. It says, join Dave Filoni and special guests as we look back at the first season of Ahsoka. Now, it goes on to say, this Doug Chiang's masterclass working in the Star Wars art department from 2:30 to 3:30. A conversation with Oscar Isaac from 2:45 to 3:45. Screening The Siege of Mandalore from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. And then Bit Reactor Developer Panel featuring Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games from 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Of course, I already went over all that. There's a lot to go over in this, but I already went over all that, so let's continue. It says Star Wars Cosplay Showcase from 4:30 to 5:30, which will be fun. Those are always fun. Sunday, April 20th, we have the first look Star Wars Visions Volume 3 from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., which will be cool to see. Disney Experiences Building the Galaxy with Walt Disney Imagineering from 11:30 to 12:30. And then ILM presents The Mandalorian and Beyond, behind the scenes of The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and more from 12 to 1. And then we have the Fett Family from 1 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. The Heroic Sidekicks of Star Wars from 1 to 2. 50 Years of Magic, celebrating the legacy of industrial lights and magic, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Screening the Star Wars Rebels finale. That would be fun to see. 2:15 to 3:15 p.m. And then Celebration Japan closing ceremony from 3:30 to 4 p.m. So, yeah, lots of stuff in there. I know I was reading it off real quick there, but I wanted to go over it with you all in case you had missed all of that. So, yeah, let me know what you are excited for most when it comes to Star Wars Celebration. You know what I'm excited for. I'm excited for Bit Reactor's game. I cannot wait to see Andor Season 2, more on that. And then I cannot wait for The Mandalorian and Grogu details. So, a lot of stuff. And then also, of course, that tease about what's to come for Star Wars animation. So, I know I was reading all that off real quick, but for those of you who didn't want to have to scroll through that whole page, there you go. So let me know if you're excited for it. Hit that like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. I cannot wait for all the Star Wars stuff coming back again. And I will see you all in the next upcoming video. And may the Force be with you always.